One of the things that we have as a real benefit with regard to ribose is the fact that, first of all, it's all natural. Your body already makes it, oftentimes not as much as it needs. Okay? It's a totally all-natural product. And secondly, it has very, very significant clinical data which shows us specifically the kinds of health-related issues that this product addresses. Number one, ribose is used for every single cell in your body to generate energy that is needed by the cell to function in a normal way. Okay? Every single cell in your body, no exceptions. The second thing is that it is a building block for RNA. And again, we're going to go through the details on these, RNA being ribonucleic acid, part of our DNA, RNA process of building new cells. We talk a lot about building healthy cells, and you have to have RNA to build any cell, let alone a healthy cell. And then finally, for pain reduction. Well, the question is, why should anybody take ribose? Well, first of all, it's a major help in rebuilding body energy. The number one complaint that doctors hear across the country, this is AMA's own statistics, is low energy, fatigue. Scientists have found that supplemental ribose can radically and rapidly stimulate the metabolic pathway used by the body to regenerate or replenish cellular energy. So for people who are involved in any kind of performance-related activity, athletes of any kind, bikers, people who are riding cycle long trips or whatever, the problem for the body is twofold typically. One is generating energy, and the other is providing the oxygen so that when the sugar burns in your body to create that energy, it has oxygen to burn with instead of burning without oxygen. Because when you burn sugar in the body without oxygen, what happens? You get acid. What happens to our muscles when we use them and they haven't been used for a while? Lactic acid buildup. Yep, it's lactic acid buildup, and that's what gives you the pain. So what we need is, why we use ribose is because ribose restores those energy levels in both nerves and muscles. Okay? And when you have the ribose, your body is then able to create the energy source that it actually needs, which is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. And the key there is tri, T-R-I, okay? So what it is a chemical compound that has 3 phosphates. When the body needs energy, it lops one of those phosphate groups off. Then it uses the ribose and other factors to rebuild it. It's constantly in this cycle, and that's how we regain and rebuild our energy, because your muscles only hold a little bit. There's only a little bit of reserve where you're going to use them. So if you start doing curls or something, there's not enough to do 30 curls in here. That has to be called in as a special order and get sent over here, all right? And that's what goes on in the body, is this constant response to rebuild an ADP back up to an ATP. Why take ribose? Well, first of all, we need it for DNA and RNA production. Supplemental ribose, what ribose becomes is the backbone on which DNA is built. If you think of it like a dock going out into the water, you got these rails going out, whether they're aluminum or wood or steel or whatever they are. Okay, and that's exactly what the ribose does. The ribose is those channels that you build all of the amino acids onto that become the DNA that tells your body what to do, what proteins to build. So supplemental ribose helps to assure the availability of that sugar, and it's particularly important for stressed muscle. And the reality is, if you don't have the sugar there, you can't burn it. if you have the sugar there but don't have enough oxygen, you can't burn it efficiently or effectively. And if you don't have water with it, you can't bring the sugar in and you can't get the toxins out. Both of those things cause pain, okay? RiboseOne is 100% bioenergy ribose. In other words, there's no fillers, there's no additives, there's no stuff to make it pretty. It's just ribose. It's got 23 patents related to its powerful effects in maintaining cellular energy. The more we are impacted by electromagnetic interference, by the pesticides and preservatives in our food, and all of the other factors that are stressing us, the more damaged cells the body is having to deal with and replace and repair, and the more correction it's having to do on DNA that's been damaged. I think you probably know that every DNA strand before it's duplicated is all processed for quality control, okay? So we're just experiencing an overload, and that's what this is designed to do. And particularly what RiboseOne does is it promotes healthy heart muscles. Does anybody think we have a problem in this country with heart muscle? Okay, really serious problem. Now it's multifaceted, not the least of which is dehydration. All right, but ribose is a very significant factor in this. How many cells do we manufacture in our body every second? About 1 million cells. A little more at night, a little less during the day, but on average, 1 million cells a second. A second. So we got to have the ribose because every single new cell requires it. Can our body make it? Yes. Can it make as much as we need, as fast as we need? In a lot of cases, no. Okay? Now, one question people have is, well, will it raise my blood sugar? I mean, here I am gulping down sugar. And the answer is no. It will not do that by itself. There may be other factors that raise your blood sugar. For example, if you're taking ribose because you're going to go out and do some vigorous exercise, well, you have other factors at work that may be raising the blood sugar at the same time, but it's not the ribose that's doing it. Glucose, which is what you measure when you measure your, quote, blood sugar, is a 6-carbon sugar. Ribose is a 5-carbon sugar, so they're not even the same kind of sugar, and the body clearly knows the difference. Ribose, if you're just taking it as a general supplement, in my opinion, and I think the literature pretty well bears this out, is probably best taken with food. Okay? It doesn't matter that much, but it's probably better to take it with food. If you are using it for performance purposes, for athletic performance, you want to take it just before and just after exercise. Studies show that combining it with L-carnitine, which is another amino acid, CoQ10, and magnesium creates added performance benefits. I hope that what you have gained here tonight is an appreciation for how significant this product is, for what it does in your body, and why you can feel so comfortable and confident recommending it to people who are dealing with muscle pain, who are dealing with cardiac problems. There is no possibility if someone buys a jar of this, takes it into their cardiologist, if their cardiologist has any level of reasonable research education, he or she is going to know ribose can't possibly hurt. Okay, it can only help.